Welcome to Hope and Firm Foundations, where we have Christ centered, heart to heart conversations about healthy relationships. And as always, to God be the glory. So, today we're actually going to be talking about one of my favorite topics in my healthy relationship continuum, and it's about friendships. This is an area where I think a lot of my testimonies might come out of because I have suffered a lot in this area, and I think I've also done a lot of harm. And I could have easily been labeled as a toxic friend, depending on which area of my life that you walked into. So, this is a topic that I am very excited to cover, but it's definitely a hard one for me. I'm not happy to admit this, but I used to actually be an all or nothing kind of person, an all or nothing kind of friend. I couldn't really have acquaintances. Like for me, we were either best friends or we were nothing. And you can imagine how many friends I lost along the way with that kind of mindset because it's not healthy, right? It doesn't really prepare the basis for friendship. It doesn't give people the ability to decide or to choose you. And I think in everything in life, like if it starts off where it's too fast and it's everything at once, it's usually gonna burn out as fast as it started, because when you think about friendships and you think about relationships, it should take time. So in this video, we're actually gonna be exploring the common type of friendships, because one thing I didn't know, I guess growing up and just a bit into my adult years too, is that there are different types of friendships, right? Like not all friendships have to be so deep, have to be so intimate. Like we all have friends for different reasons. You're not gonna always connect with everyone the same way. And that doesn't necessarily mean the connection that you have with that person is not real. It just might look different from other types of connections. And as human beings, we have more than enough capacity to love different people and to make room for different people in our lives, especially our friends. So friendship actually involves having interests in each other's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Friendship is also a shared experience of trust, respect, emotional support, and admiration. I'm actually going to be breaking down the different types of friendships and the benefits that every type of friendship brings, because sometimes I hear that people say, hey, I mostly have acquaintances or I only have one friend. And sometimes I find that, like, depending on the amount of friend that you have and the circle that you're in, that could be seen as something shameful, right? But it's not, right? Everyone has different friendships and different people in their lives for different reason. And hopefully after going through the list, there's just a bit of clarity and you can see where your friendships or where your people in your life fit. But this is a space where whether you have more of one type of friendship over the other, you're okay, you're just as valued, and if it works for you, it works. So we're gonna start with acquaintances, and acquaintances are people you are familiar with, but you don't really know. Like they can be your classmate, they could be a neighbor, they could be a friend of a friend, but you don't really have a personal connection with them. You loosely know them, you loosely see them, but it's not like an intimate friend. And the benefits of these people is it's very low expectations, and it's actually a good way to network with people without having too much expectations or demands on the quality of this friendship. Next one is like social or casual friends, is how I kind of listed them. And these are people you can hang out with. Like they're like your once in a while people, like people you only like connect with or link up with to have a good time, but that's really about how deep it goes. It does not go much further than just hanging out, having a good time. I think the benefits of these friendships, is it allows you to widen your community, it allows you to widen your networking. And the thing with casual friends slash social friends, like they're not the ones, like they might know some areas of your life, but they're not the people that you're laying it all out to. The next category is obviously my favorite, and it's intimate friends. Intimate friends are the people you are able to go to for advice. They share and they celebrate your achievements with you, and you are happy to share whatever it is that's going on in your life with them. And these are the people that you can actually be your authentic self with. Like these are the friends that you have the freedom to be like, hey, this is what's on my mind. I'm probably not gonna say it right. I don't have the right words to describe it, but friend, this is how I feel. And you have that space to really express yourself. And let's say you do say something wrong, you don't second guess it. You don't walk away from the conversation saying, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said that, because you know that if you made a mistake and your friend didn't really fully understand what you were saying, they'll just ask you for clarity. But at the same time, in these intimate friendships, these are the type of people that they are able to pour And we hope that intimate friendship is the one where they could tell you the truth no matter how it may affect you, because these are the people that you know that the message might be harsh, but the intention is loving. Like, you have an idea of their character, you have an idea of who they are and how much they care about you. These are not the people that you are second guessing. Like, these are solid people that you have enough experience where you've shown yourself to them and they've shown themselves to you, where you're like, this is actually my friend. I wrote intimate friends because not everyone uses the term best friend, but in this category, this would be bestie. So the next category is a fake friend, and with this one, we're gonna call it so-called friends. So this is a person that appears to be your friend, but in reality, they are not. They simply are not. With these friends, their actions and words really don't line up, and they don't actually line up with what a true definition of a friend is called. And what's interesting about these so-called friends is they can really disguise themselves as intimate friends, but if you pay close enough attention, they don't quite measure up to it. As we already discussed, like, a true friend is one that loves, supports, encourages, and celebrates your achievement. However, fake friends often leave you feeling very alone, unsupported, unwanted, and drained. Simply drained. Not everyone who calls you a friend is a friend, and not everyone who calls you a friend is your friend. Not everyone who calls you a friend is a friend, and not everyone who calls you a friend is your friend. I feel like that ate, but somehow it's not coming together. But anyways, I'll always say it's better to categorize your friends so you can have a better idea of their capacity and also your capacity. I would also recommend taking some inventory of your friends. Like, after seeing this breakdown, maybe you might want to evaluate your circle and making an observation of the people in your life and seeing, hey, do I have more acquaintances? Do I have more intimate friends? Is there a category in my life where I have no friends and maybe I might want some, right? And just having conversations about that. Some friends do fall in more than one category, and some category of friendships may remain empty. And there are many reasons why people mainly keep acquaintances over having intimate friendships. I know for me, for a while in my life, I completely removed myself from all friendships, and it was absolutely necessary for the stage or season I was in, because I was just going through a lot. I was figuring out myself, figuring out my relationship, I was figuring out where I want to go with my life. And unfortunately, like, I didn't have the capacity to be a good friend. I was unfortunately dealing with my mental health too, so I just knew that I was of no good to friends. So I personally made the choice of not having any personal friends. I can't end this video without giving just, it wouldn't be me if I didn't give just some of, like, signs or like just some questions that I want you to ask yourself before you start evaluating everybody in your life. Reflect on how you feel after spending time with a person. After spending time with a person, do you feel like you're being your natural self with them, or like you're pretending? Do you feel connected with them or disconnected? Do you feel drained or energized? Do you feel excited to be here with them, or frustrated that you have to sit around them or be around them much longer? So overall, this was just a quick list of things that you can kind of consider and reflect on as you start to take inventory of your friendships. There's honestly so much I can say about friendships, but I'm just going to be ending it here. We all know how a friendship looks like can vary from person to person. However, there are characteristics of a healthy, solid friendship. In next video, we're going to be going over what are those signs of a healthy friendship. So if you stumbled upon this video and you watched this far, thank you. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.